Sir, please tell me what PlayStation game is on Xbox besides MLB The Show, because I haven't seen any Sony games on the Xbox. And what I mean by Sony games, I mean published by Sony. That Lego game is not on the Xbox. It's for the Switch, but not on Xbox. So please tell me how Xbox is doing a great thing for Sony, but yet those who own an Xbox are getting screwed. Now, this is a lie. Those who are on Xbox are actually getting a lot of value, while those on PlayStation that are buying Xbox games in droves are the ones that probably need to go back and reassess why they're buying these Xbox games. Let me show you something that a lot of people miss when they say this. Oh, we're seeing this Xbox games on PlayStation, but we're not seeing any PlayStation games on Xbox. Well, first of all, Xbox gamers bought the Xbox to play Xbox games, just like PlayStation players bought the PlayStation to play PlayStation games. Am I right? The challenge, though, is that there are not enough PlayStation games for them to play. That's one aspect. The second aspect is your MLB The Show comment. The reason MLB The Show went to Xbox and Game Pass is because they needed the money. You see, when you go to Game Pass, according to Phil Spencer, when he explained how Game Pass developers make money, he said in some cases that developers will ask for a fee. In some other cases, they'll go look for the articles on GameSpot by Eddie Makuch. That's what you're looking for, right? If you can't find the article by Eddie Makuch, you should be able to find the one by Rich Stanton, November 25th, 2020. Phil Spencer breaks it down. He talks about how these agreements, in some cases, are based on usage or monetization. He talked about, based on the article, if you want to see the full article, it was on The Verge. That's actually the original article by Nilay Patel. If you want to go ahead and see that one, you see the whole thing. Where he talked about some of them basically ask for a fee. They're like, give us X amount of dollars, and we're going to put the game on Game Pass. So it seemed like somewhere, somehow, MLB The Show made its way to Game Pass and Xbox to sign a deal to get money for their studios, because that game was not selling as well on the PlayStation as an exclusive. Why? We know that when you look at the Berkshire Hathaway announcement from, that year, 2021 or 2020, when it first went to Game Pass, MLB The Show basically reached its best milestone, according to the Berkshire Hathaway investor announcement, that the game, MLB The Show 21, from San Diego Studios was the fastest selling title in franchise history, with more than 2 million copies sold in about 3 months across all platforms. Then, the game had already reached more than 4 million players since releasing April 16th, 2021. This was actually published July 28, 2021. So we go back to your question and we say, oh, maybe your question is probably looking at it from the lens of the console war paradigm. Now, you also said, I don't see God of War, Spider-Man, Killzone, Infamous, and all these games on Xbox. Do you know why? The copies that they need to use to make money on PlayStation, they've repackaged those copies and they've basically brought them back as remastered to sell to you again on PlayStation. Do you understand what's going on? So now you, the PlayStation fan, you're paying the Xbox copy version of the game, or the proverbial copy of the game, to other audiences by buying the game twice, in some cases 3 times. While the Xbox player is getting the game at a huge discount, or access to the game, let's put it that way, at a huge discount, while they're selling the game to you to make more money on PlayStation at some interesting premiums. $99 for the Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Premium Edition. Yikes. $99 for the Forza Horizon 5 Premium Edition. Yikes. Doom the Dark Ages Premium Edition, $99. Yikes. So you on PlayStation are paying that premium while they are actually getting access to the game for less money. So when you say, once again, tell me how this is a good deal for Xbox games being on Sony's platform, the answer is that Xbox doesn't have to eat a loss by pretending that its games need to be exclusive, or it doesn't have to come back and repackage its games and sell to Xbox gamers. In fact, it can now discount its games for Xbox gamers. That right there is the value proposition. In fact, it's such a value proposition that PlayStation Plus users, according to one, is asking if anybody is extremely jealous between the difference between the quality of Game Pass and PlayStation Plus recently. I kid you not. This stuff is all over the internet. So with Gears of War coming now to the PlayStation 5, Xbox is about to revive another game. They've told all their audience members that say, hey man, if you have the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, by the way, you can have the new reloaded version for free. Oh yes. Gears of War Ultimate Edition. I think it's like $15 based on the Game Pass discount, and you can basically own that game either on PC or whatever it is, and still basically go ahead and own the Reloaded, where you can play, cross-platform with everybody. So, here's the question for you. You bought PlayStation to play PlayStation games, right? And you're asking what is Xbox's benefit in this regard. Let me go ahead and ask you that question. Where are the PlayStation games that you bought the PlayStation 5 console to play? Yet, if you look at PlayStation back-to-back, they're actually becoming a marketing arm for Xbox. 9 hours ago, PlayStation, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered and Forza Horizon 5 top PlayStation Store charts, download charts in April. Next one, Gears of War Reloaded comes to PlayStation 5 on August 26, remastered from the ground up. I'm literally over here 9 hours ago, 7 hours ago. Back-to-back, it's Xbox games. Xbox has basically stolen the narrative, stolen their audiences, and is now basically going back to try to attract the ex-Xbox players that went to PlayStation and said, here's Gears, cross-platform. Get back in here if you want to play these games. Again, this is a value proposition that you either know about or you probably don't know. And if you don't know, it's here for you to know. So if you're wondering and saying, according to your question, so once again, sir, please tell me how this is a good deal for Xbox games being on Sony platform. And once again, Sony is not giving up anything besides a ridiculous baseball game. A ridiculous baseball game that basically got, if I would be very honest, saved by Xbox and by Game Pass, by the way. If not, that studio would have closed. Hence, if Xbox cannot do the same thing and reciprocate by taking its games to PlayStation, then that's hypocritical. So what Xbox is doing is it's looked at the blueprint of the multiplat. It's done it on Steam. It worked. PlayStation did it when it was convenient for them. It worked. Xbox has looked and said, there's no need for us to sit down here and actually waste any time. Let's get in there. Let's make some money. While at the same time, our own consumers get value. And then PlayStation users also look and say, come on now. How are they getting everything and we're not getting anything? Go read it for yourself. This is how I've said I'm going to be replying all of you. The moment you'll ask me these questions, I'm just going to copy the link of this PlayStation Plus blog and I'm just going to paste it so that you can see for yourself. I'll let the PlayStation users, the PlayStation gamers, actually go ahead and answer. Because I think this is probably a better way for you guys to go. Just do a little bit of that reading. It will help to basically, provide a little bit of context as to what's going on. So, is it a good deal or not? Well, spoiler alert, the PlayStation users on these subreddits, they think it's a good deal. They think it's a great deal. In fact, they're jealous of the deal. Some of them already have the deal. How about you? Are you going to get the deal? Or are you going to keep asking what the benefit is while you pay premium for these games while Xbox gamers sit there and basically are in a position where it seems like they're getting paid to play these games? The choice is yours. Peace out.